So I've made some videos recently all about the topic of identity shifting, which is such a key component for manifesting the things that you want. But today I am going to give you a tip on how to take that idea a little bit further and start to actually apply the powerful concept of identity shifting in your own life. So if you want to find out more about what I've got to say today, then you're going to want to keep watching. What's up, Starshine? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a spiritual life and business coach, and this is my YouTube channel. I'd love to thank you so much for spending some time here with me today. If you don't know me and my content, this is where I create a brand new training video for you each and every week, all about the art of up-leveling your life using your mind and spirituality together. Basically, I'm teaching you how to use your mindset to create higher levels of consciousness so you can step into your full power as a conscious creator here and call in all the things that you have always wanted in this life. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And just to be sure that you're going to get notified when there's a new video, hit the bell notification as well. Recently, I have done quite a few videos all about identity shifting and the importance of using your identity when it comes to manifestation. So before we dive into the tip I'm going to give you today, let's back up a little bit and just recap this concept of identity shifting, just in case you happen to be new here or if you need a little bit of a refresher. Okay, so I know if you are interested in manifestation, you have probably found your way here, maybe through one of the popular manifesting world things like the book The Secret or something like that. So the way that I teach manifestation is quite a bit different than the sort of traditional mainstream manifestation techniques. And that's because I think that those things are great. They're a great introduction and they're a great starter tool, but they don't actually give you the full picture about manifestation. So if you read The Secret or if you've been reading books similar to that, you have probably heard that you can manifest your desires simply by thinking about what you want. And I'm not going to tell you that that is completely wrong, but I am going to tell you that the way that those books approach manifesting, it's only the surface layer. And actually there's a whole lot more to manifestation than what you might have been told. So the way that I like to explain this is that we have two parts of our brain. We have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. And right now, if you're just using the popular manifestation techniques, you are trying to manifest only through the power of your conscious mind. And that might work for you. You might get some results here or there, and it'll probably work on the things that, you don't have a lot of resistance to. But I can pretty much guarantee that every single one of us has some big issue in their life that they are struggling with. And the reason for that is because you have your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is where you have a ton of programming and limiting beliefs that are actually getting in the way of you manifesting what you want. So yes, when a book like The Secret tells you that you can think your way into creating what you want in life, yes, that is true. But the problem is those books are not addressing the big problem, which is your subconscious mind. And in fact, none of us are aware of our subconscious mind unless we decide to do this work, unless we go in and start to look at what's happening in our subconscious mind and do the work to heal and reprogram it. I'm gonna pop up a graphic right here, the graphic I always use to illustrate this, but a common way of explaining the power of the subconscious mind is to show this illustration of an iceberg. So when you see an iceberg on the surface, you see the one little top piece, but actually there's a whole lot more to the iceberg underneath the surface. And that is the exact same thing with your mind. You are aware of your conscious mind, which is the little tiny bit that's on top, but actually your subconscious mind is much bigger and controls so much more of your life than you think it does. So again, that is why it is so important to become aware of how to do this full 360 manifestation approach rather than just doing the surface layer stuff. We really need to take into account the fact that you are projecting your life from your subconscious mind. Therefore, you are manifesting from your subconscious mind. And therefore, if you don't do any work to change the programs that are in your subconscious mind, you are going to keep on manifesting the same old problems, the same old loops that you get stuck in, and you're going to feel like a victim and feel like the world is against you. So if that sounds familiar, this video is definitely for you. Okay, so why am I talking about the subconscious mind? Well, there are many aspects of the subconscious mind that I can talk more about and teach you how to heal and reprogram. But today I wanted to specifically talk about your identity, because yes, your identity is one of your biggest blocks that is going to prevent you from creating the life that you want. So another problem when it comes to manifestation is that most of us are trained to have a wait and see approach. So we decide that we want something. We want a better relationship. We want more money. And we try to go through the motions of manifesting it. But we are still waiting for that thing to show up before we feel like we are that person. So we are waiting for the money to come into our bank account before we feel rich. We are waiting for someone to come along and love us before we feel like we are a person who is deserving of a loving, respectful relationship. So the problem with that is we are still looking to the outside to prove something to us. And as long as we are putting the power in the hands of the other people in the world and the random events in your life, you are not going to be conscious of creating your life. You are going to be living at effect. You are going to be living at the results that you are already creating instead of deciding to create new results by changing the way you think about yourself. So it's very important that no matter what your manifestation goal is, well, maybe it's not so important for a small thing, but for the big things in manifestation, if you are serious about creating a successful business, about calling in more money, about creating an amazing relationship, you need to do the identity shifting work first. Right now, your brain thinks of you in a certain way, and it is going to keep thinking about you in that way. And this is now your job, is to start to rewrite the program. Start to rewrite the program so that you think of yourself as this successful, badass, amazing person. And yes, that's hard to do before we get the results, but that is exactly what manifestation is about. It is about building that belief, creating that trust, becoming that thing, and then waiting for the things that you want to show up in your life. Because again, if you keep waiting for the money to come or the relationship to come in order to feel better, you are trapping yourself in a cycle of never getting there. So if you're tired of feeling like that, and I know you probably are if you're watching this video, then I want you to commit to yourself right now that you are going to do the work to start shifting your identity into the identity of who you need to be. So that is all my basic introduction to what we are actually going to talk about today. And what I'm actually sharing with you today is a powerful way for you to start reframing this and playing with the idea of who you are. And in fact, this will help you to shift your identity over time. Right now, most of us have very deeply held beliefs about our identity, and that's because our ego is really concerned with the way it perceives itself. So one of the things we need to do is to start to let go of what we think we know so that we can make room for what we actually want. And I find that it is kind of difficult for a lot of us, especially in the beginning, to go from thinking of yourself, for example, as a person who's always broke into thinking of yourself as a person who always has money. Sometimes our brain is just like, no, this is stupid. I'm not going to do this. So this is what I'm here to tell you today. And this is a powerful tip that is really going to shift things for you. So the tip that I'm giving you today is to start pretending basically that you are playing a Sims game. So pretending that your life is a Sims game. What would you do? What would you create? Who would you be? Okay, so I find that this actually takes away a little bit of that obsession that our ego has with knowing that we are right. And it taps us into this sort of fun and expansive way of thinking. So what I really want you guys to think about, and the question I really want you to play with after you've done watching this video, is if you were creating an avatar, if you were playing The Sims and there was a goal in The Sims that you wanted to create, and you were building your avatar from scratch, like what would your avatar be? Who would this person be? What would they act like? How would they talk? How would they dress themselves? How would they approach their day? Okay, so again, I kind of find this video game analogy snaps us out of thinking that, I need to be right. This is the way it is. I'm going to look back to my past and think of all the times I could prove that I am a broke person or an unlovable person or whatever it is. I want you to pretend you are starting fresh. I want you to pretend this is a clean slate starting right now, and that you are going for one specific thing in your Sims game. So who do you need to be? How does this person act? What do they do? What are their values? What do they say? What does their typical day look like? How do they dress themselves? Where do they live? Like, all of these things are super important for you to think about. And the cool thing is, this is actually the way we should all be playing the game of life. So again, like I said in the identity shifting part of this training, our identity is one of our biggest blocks to preventing us from getting what we want in life. And that's because we just get really caught up in these stories, in these beliefs we have about ourselves. So basically, this avatar game, this Sims game that I'm challenging you to play right now, it is going to challenge you to drop all of that old thinking. So I want you to think way less about, again, anything from your past that proves that, life sucks and everything is against you. And I want you to start fresh and start to just design your life from scratch as if you were playing a Sims game. Again, these are powerful questions, and if you actually go and start to apply this to your life, you can see just how powerful this is. This is also a really great way to get to know yourself better, because I guarantee you that right now you are probably getting up, doing the same thing, going through the motions, talking about yourself in the exact same way every day. Sometimes we just need to break the cycle and to stop jumping into the avatar of who we used to be and give ourselves a chance to become someone else. So if you can do this for a week, I swear to you, things are going to massively change for you. And to take this one step further, I don't want you to necessarily be the same avatar every day. So when you wake up in the morning and you decide who you want to be, how you want to behave, what you want your world to look like, I don't even want you to think about the avatar you created yesterday. I want you to think about what is lighting you up, what is bringing you joy, what is your soul craving from you right now. So the more you keep asking these questions, the more inspiration you are going to find. And it becomes really interesting how you can start to hack your life just by deciding who you want to be, just by picking a new identity, just by simply shifting the way you think about yourself. Again, our ego is really, really invested in staying the same, in protecting itself, and in continuing to show up in the exact same way over and over again. Our identity is really concerned with our survival and with its self-perception of itself. So I really find this avatar game is a powerful way to challenge you to not get sucked into that habit and into the ego traps of thinking you need to be a certain way. You have to keep showing up a certain way. You can't let go of your past stories because of whatever reason your brain is telling you. Imagining your life starting all over again with no attachments to what has already happened to you, with no limitations that have been placed upon you by the media, by your family, by the school you went to, by anyone. Imagine what this pure potentiality version of you could be. And so again, when I'm asking you to do this exercise for a week and I'm asking you not to even become the same avatar every day, this is going to challenge you to ask for a little bit more, to think a little bit bigger, to get really creative in what you can create in this life and who you can be in this life. We really do have the potential to wake up every day and to start designing life again. Yet how many people actually do this? Most of us get up every day, like I said, and we go on autopilot. We put on the same clothes. We listen to the same music. We walk the same way to work. We do the exact same things. But those things, again, are habits that are reinforcing your current identity. And your current identity is an identity that does not have the things that you want. So again, this is all about identity shifting. This is all about challenging you to think of yourself in a new way. Just giving yourself space to show up differently, to portray yourself differently, to speak differently, to stand differently, to do different things in your daily life. And yes, of course, you probably have a job to go to. You probably have responsibilities that you can't change. So of course you can play with this idea within those parameters. But it is still amazing at how much difference you can make. Maybe you do your makeup differently. Maybe you describe yourself, your job differently. Maybe you post different things on social media. There are so many different things you can do. And again, this is just going to tap into your true potential, remind you of your creation power, and actually get you to start creating something new. That is the most important thing. Again, your identity right now is exactly what is keeping you tied to your current results. And so no matter what it is that you are struggling with, money, love, success, whatever, you need to shift. And this avatar game is not designed to immediately shift you to that thing, but this is going to help you to think of yourself in a different way. And then that is where the change comes from. So I really challenge you to do this work. I challenge you to take this exercise, to go home, think about your avatar, think about who you want to be. When you get up in the morning, how do you want to dress your avatar? What would make your avatar feel good? What would express your personality the best? What would express the person that you really want to be? And again, what would you do? Maybe you go to a fancy coffee shop in the morning instead of the cheap one at the train station. Maybe you book a meeting with your boss at work to discuss something that you have been putting off. Maybe you do, take an exercise class. Maybe you go out to a restaurant that's different and new, assuming it's COVID friendly. Do whatever you need to do that will make you feel different, that will make you feel like that person. Again, it's not like I hate the book, The Secret, or any of those books like that, or any of that kind of introduction manifestation stuff. But I really think all of those things are doing you a disservice by not telling you the importance of the entire picture. So again, we need to play with our subconscious mind. We need to break out of these limiting patterns and limiting behaviors. You are deeply conditioned to be who you are, and what you need right now more than anything is a shock treatment to zap you into your next level. So manifestation doesn't work by just thinking about it. You need to change your subconscious programming, and you also need to change your actions. And that's what this avatar exercise is really about. It is giving you that shock treatment. It is changing the way you think of your identity, and it is changing your actual actions in the world. And if you put all of those things together, that is how you create magnetism in a super fast way. So again, I'm not asking you to do this exercise to manifest your dreams within a week, but I'm asking you to do this for a week and just see how much farther along you get to creating what you want. So if you are going to take this avatar challenge, I want you to let me know and type avatar down below. I would love to see who enjoyed this and who is going to go and apply this to their life today. Thank you guys so much for watching this training video today. If you haven't already, I invite you to come on over to my site and download your free manifestation planner. This is going to help keep you on track to manifesting your goals, and it is 100% for free. So come on over and grab yours today. Other than that, thank you so much for spending some of your precious time here with me. I really do appreciate you sharing your energy with the group, with you up-leveling your life and sharing some of that amazing sacred energy with us here. Thank you again for being here. And if you liked this video, please do me a favor and give it a like or send it along to a friend that could use this message. Other than that, I will be back in next week's training. So until then, happy avatar playing and have fun manifesting those dreams.